The movie opens with footage of a hockey game in progress. Later, the team coach notices how poorly the squad in front of him is playing. He sends a member of his squad to play against this team as a result. The film's main character is a man named Derek. Nonetheless, he was known as the Tooth Fairy because he was known for breaking the teeth of any players on the opposing team while they were playing. He comes here, uses a glass to hit a player, smashes his teeth, and wins the game. Everyone in the audience calls out his name. He felt good about breaking someone's teeth and takes great pleasure in doing so. He receives a fine for hitting a man during the match. He seemed to have no misgivings about it, but he enjoyed his work. When Derek enters the changing room following this, he meets a new boy there and discovers later that he has joined his team as a new player. Derek observes him and believes he is not at all a good player. Meanwhile, while Derek was leaving the stadium, a young child asked for his autograph. He replies in a harsh manner when he adds, "I want to be like you." "You can never be like me," he says him. After hearing him, the youngster became a little agitated, and we learn that he was also quite disrespectful. After that, Derek visits his pal. Even though Carly had 2 kids, her son did not like Derek at all. Derek was playing cards with his mates in the evening, but he loses. He exhausts all of his money and steals the cash from Carly's daughter's pillow, which Carly has retained. When your tooth breaks, she warns her daughter, "Keep it there while you sleep. The Tooth Fairy will visit, steal your teeth, and reward you with money." She didn't have any teeth beneath her pillow when Carly's daughter woke up in the middle of the night. "The Tooth Fairy took my teeth, but she didn't give me any money," she informs her mother. Carly now realizes that Derek must have taken the cash she kept. She severely reprimands him and adds, "You didn't do well." Derek discovers a note from the realm of fairies under his pillow one night. When Derek notices this, he is surprised, but then his wings appear. Then a pink outfit appears on his torso next. He then enters the realm of fairies, where he encounters the manager, whose duty it is to impart fairy knowledge to newcomers. A senior fairy who once presided over the domain of the head fairy then appears. She informs him that he commits bad deeds and that last night, he destroyed the dreams of 2 youngsters. "You are penalized for this by being forced to labor here after serving as a fairy here for 2 weeks. Any mistakes you make will result in harsher punishment." The head then goes through all the rules with him. He is then directed to the man who formerly made all the instruments and objects used for magic in this area. He now hands him some items, such as shrinking paste, which will make him smaller. The second powder was so potent that it could completely wipe someone's memories. The third was the invisible spray that allowed him to vanish. He is currently being trained to fly, but he is unable to do so correctly. He thought it was a dream when his eyes first opened on its bed the following morning. He then visits Carly's house to offer his condolences for his previous behavior, for which he took her daughter's money. Now, Carly begs him to stay with her son at home because she is leaving to go with her daughter. He tries to speak with Carly's son, but he is not at all amenable to him. Later, when Derek initiates a conversation with him, he starts speaking to him. Derek learns how much Carly's son enjoys the music. Carly eventually makes it home, and Derek has dinner ready for her. He actually wants to tell her that he likes her, but during dinner his wings appear. He conceals because he was attempting to conceal them. In the meantime, he gets a call from the world of the fairies manager, who when Derek goes to him covertly invites him to meet. He informs Derek that a child's tooth is broken in front of the house, and he is waiting for the fairy tooth. Therefore, after visiting his home, you must bring his teeth. He shrinks after applying the paste, and then he moves to steal the child's teeth. He was hit by the youngster when he was returning after taking the child's teeth, and he collapsed. The kid also wakes up and gets frightened when she sees Derek. Derek runs away after visiting Carly's house. He participated in the game the following day, and when it was over, because of this, he obtains a task from the world of the fairies that he must complete without fail. His tea lost because he stopped paying attention to the match. The team members were pretty upset over this, but he doesn't pay attention to anyone, and went into hiding in the bathroom, where his wings appeared. He was urged to leave by everyone, but after consuming the shrinking paste, he comes out of the flesh area of the stadium. He meets the manager there, who gives him the responsibility of visiting a child's residence and bringing his teeth. Later, he visits the child's home and knocks out his relatives, then gives the fairy head the child's teeth after taking them. Because he brought baby teeth in air, his work wasn't finished, and the fairy head yells angrily at him. The next time, you'll do whatever work you're given honestly. She mentions another youngster who hasn't fallen asleep yet and whose teeth he needs to bring. He sits with the manager and starts to wait for the child. Because he aspires to be a tooth fairy, the manager was observing all the fairies. After some time, Derek finds out that his assignment has been cancelled, and he goes back home. When he rises the following morning and walks to his balcony, he observes that Carly brought her kids along with her. She has come to drop off her son along with him before leaving with her daughter. He is taken to a guitar store by Derek, who wants him to pick out a guitar for him. A female who liked the music arrives there as he is still playing the guitar. Another boy then approaches and starts to tease him, but Derek scolds him and pushes him away. This appeals to Carly's son, and he and Derek become good friends. When Carly serves everyone dinner in the evening. In the meantime, Derek requests that everyone leave his home after receiving a job from the land of the fairies. Derek's behavior left Carly somewhat stunned, and after playing the Tooth Fairy, he rushes to the manager. He gives him the task of applying the invisible spray on him. He sprays him and then goes to the child's home to take the child's teeth. He bumps into a table in the meantime, scaring everyone in the home. They believe a ghost has broken into their home. Their dog also notices Derek, but after taking the teeth, he is able to escape and go back to the fairies' realm. He hands the head the teeth and declares that all of his magical items are useless. They need to be fixed because they don't work, but the head is stopping you. Later, he encounters a man who possesses all of these magical items there. He takes away all the magical items from him and moves on to his next assignment. Despite this, he becomes apparent when he applies spray on him after arriving there. And after thinking he was an alien, a woman calls the police. After making an arrest, the cops take him with them. Derek is now aware that he must follow the laws of the fairies' land. Carly arrives for his bail in the meantime, but he sprays everyone with the magical mist instead. They forget everything as a result. Derek is now proficient in the tasks of the fairy world. They used to effortlessly take children's teeth and offer them to the head. How did he feel while accomplishing this work? The manager inquires. If you like, you may also become a tooth fairy, Derek assures him. He brings the manager along so he may practice with him. He teaches the son of Carly guitar there while simultaneously honing his skills for his match. He played poorly in his match the following day. He receives severe reprimands from the coach, which causes him much distress. Carly arrives with her children when he was frightened and returns home. He is asked to practice the guitar by Carly's kid, as Derek was extremely alarmed and enraged. "You don't play the guitar at all well," he snaps back at him. As a result of his rage, Carly's kid breaks his guitar. Carly also loses her cool with him. Later, his boss visits him at home and requests that he attend the party. He explodes on the manager because he was already enraged. He played in a game the following day, and his manager was also present. Derek was the only one who could see the manager. Derek gives his game his all, succeeds this time by scoring well, and plays well. Everyone is joyful, and the manager later informs him, "Your next task is at Carly's house, and when you get there, you have to bring her daughter's teeth." The first time, Derek rises in his wings from the earth. Everyone's eyes widen in startled amazement at seeing him. Everyone forgets everything when the manager later sprays them with the powder. Although it is a top secret, Derek informs Carly's kid that he is the Tooth Fairy when he visits her. Carly's daughter was ecstatic to hear this. After visiting him, he apologizes and uses his magic to fix his son's instrument. He consequently experiences joy. When Carly notices this, she assumes Derek is acting in this way to please the kids. Later, Derek sends Carly's son to his show on time by throwing him into the air. He tosses the powder on him after lowering him to make him forget everything. After taking the teeth, he returns to the fairies' realm. He made the head very delighted, and he was pardoned for his penalty. She replaces Derek with the manager Tooth Fairy once he loses his memories. At the movie's conclusion, Derek visits Carly at the theater where she was watching her son perform. She accepts his proposal when he tells her he likes Carly. The final scene is Derek participating in a game. There, the guy who creates magical items for the land of fairies, and the head finally realizes that his match is a typical person. They assist him even though he was unable to recognize them because the head had obliterated all of his memories. This is how the movie finishes.